Do Robert Rodriguez and James Cameron deliver the goods with Alita Battle Angel, or are they a match made in hell? Let's find out together as I go deep inside Alita. Oh my god, that sounds terrible. Isn't she like 14 at the beginning of... Based on the hit manga, Battle Angel follows the first 3 stories out of the 9, I believe. I wish I would have known that going in, as I would have been better prepared for the fact that this movie doesn't really end when the credits roll. Hopefully it won't be a problem and we can continue with this franchise, because I would love this journey to carry on. I remember them doing something very similar with A Series of Unfortunate Events with Jim Carrey years earlier, and how disappointed I was when they didn't finish that story. They did the same thing with Divergent, I believe, in the last film, but... cares? These movies suck. The title character Alita is played by Rosa Salazar, and I don't think this is what Hollywood has in mind when they continue to peddle the strong female lead archetype. She's more in line with the 90s Disney princess, a naive, doe-eyed protagonist who finds joy in the most mundane of things. This isn't a knock on the character, make no mistake, I find her quite compelling actually. And her personality traits align with the fact that she is 1, experiencing things for the first time, and 2, a teenage girl who has fallen in love. We've all been there, haven't we, girls? Oh yes, she's also a killing machine that should not be tested. Much like Zoe Saldana in Avatar, Rosa isn't looking at herself on the big screen, but that of a fully rendered CG character. Yet, in both cases, their performances shine through. Christoph Waltz, Mahershala Ali, and Jennifer Connelly, who, by the way, it was great to see again, add dimension to Alita's backstory, and thankfully don't drag down the picture with constant exposition and flashbacks. They're instead woven into the narrative pretty seamlessly. Kean Johnson plays Alita's love interest, and for me, he was the weakest character. The chemistry is there, and it accomplishes the goal of the storyline. I just wasn't interested in his hijinks or his life lessons. Director Robert Rodriguez is no slouch when it comes to state-of-the-art technology. After all, this is the guy who gave us Sly Stallone in 3D. And he recreated Frank Miller's beautifully haunting Sin City graphic novels. Obviously, most of us know him from his notable work, 2015's Demi Lovato, Confident. It's a short video, it's breathtaking, it's beautiful, it's real. I'm not even joking. Alita Battle Angel is a stunning piece of filmmaking with engineering artists over at Weta Digital pulling out all the stops in the CG department. I was wise enough to purchase a 3D ticket for this experience, typically a thing I try to avoid as most feel gimmicky. But no. I knew the masters were on display here. A Rodriguez-Cameron combo was an easy sell and one I recommend. Story-wise, it's nothing too out there. It's your basic post-war scenario. We take place 300 years after the fall, in a small, lawless city rife with crime. Walk down the right back alley in generic city, and you can find anything. A robotic plastic surgeon, that's definitely what his title is, finds a young robotic head of a girl in a junk heap and gives her a new home. And the rest, as they say, is history. Sometimes literally, as she jumps back into her conscious mind to recall and remember important touchstones in her life. At an easy breezy, CoverGirl 2 hours, this thing flies by, and I was begging for more. It's one of the rare occasions when I was hoping this movie would overstay its welcome. Sure, we've seen the whole evil corporate society versus the peasants storyline a million times now, and the ghost in the machine concept is certainly nothing new. However, it was told in a compelling enough way that some of the more stale storylines felt fresh. I know what you're thinking. Pretty movies are a dime a dozen, Adam. Why should I spend my hard-earned coin on this instead of that Daphne Funko Pop I've been saving up for? Well, stupid person on the internet, I'll tell you why. It's entertainment, action-packed adventure awesomeness at its finest. I could go on the poster. You get to see Alita Neoing the shit out of multiple groups of bad guys, often framed with some glorious slow motion in mind. This movie also gets its own made-up sport, like pod racing or Quidditch. It's called Motorball, which plays like a cross between rollerball and BattleBots. And if this movie was made in the 90s, we would have absolutely had a companion Genesis/Super Nintendo video game based on this sport. It would have been terrible, yet badass at the same time. What are we gonna have now? It's probably some crappy companion app that you can download and play. Something for the toilet, I guess. Don't sleep on this movie. I want a sequel, and I want it now. Especially when the reveal of an uncredited villain late in the game arrives. Alita Battle Angel was a great surprise for me. Filled with stunning visuals, fantastic action set pieces, and a promising world begging for further exploration. And I'm proud to say, I'm with her. Oh yes, that reminds me. The dialogue can be pretty awful at times. Still, great movie.